this past month was literally my busiest month as a musician, practically ever, and I didn't burn out. Why didn't I burn out? Because I understood that this is what I asked for, and I was able to hold what I asked for. We're going to talk about exactly how I did that and how you can do that as well. Welcome to the Confident Musicianing Podcast. So let me break it down. Let me talk to you about this. So basically, last month I did so much. I did multiple concerts. I did multiple recitals. I did multiple auditions. I had so many rehearsals for all of these things. I did video auditions. I did in-person auditions. I did so many things all within like 1 month. And I was so super busy, but I wasn't burnt out, and I never did burn out. Why? Because I understood that I was becoming the version of me who could have the things that I wanted, who could hold the things that I wanted. I say this all the time. The people in my program to get musicians confident know this. But when we want something, when we want outcomes, we aren't actually chasing the outcomes. We are chasing the version of us who can have the outcomes, who can hold the outcomes. Because if you want those outcomes, but you in yourself are not actually equipped and ready to be the version of you who can actually sit with those outcomes, sit with the stuff you need to go through in order to get those outcomes, you're never going to get the outcomes. And do you know how I know that you are not that person yet? Because you don't have the outcomes. It's literally that simple. But I was sat underneath a stage because I was in a pit orchestra thinking, oh my gosh, I have so much that I am doing right now. My days are so full. And I think literally in this memory, like I had this thought because I had a last minute schedule change of something, and I was like, how can my life get even more chaotic? Like I feel so hectic. And the thing is, I was literally under this stage. I was under the pit, or in the pit. I was under the stage. Ballerinas were freaking like jumping around on top of the stage, literally like on top of my head. And I was realizing this is what you wanted. My brain was like, Eleanor, this is what you asked for. You wanted these things, and you're just leveling up to become the person who can hold it. And so what is being asked of me in that moment was to sit with the discomfort. It was, let me tell you, it was so uncomfortable to have so much happening. It was like, I feel like this is a lot. I felt a little overwhelmed, but I was like, this is the person who I want to become. I want to have all these things. All of the things that I was doing had a reason. I was like everything that all the auditions were for things that I wanted to get into, for the musician, like who I wanted to become. The performances also were so important for me. I really wanted to do these things. I wanted to have these opportunities. This is what I had been asking for. And I knew that I had to become the version of me who could hold that. And the version of me who can hold that is a version of me who is comfortable with a hectic schedule. And so I was sat under this stage thinking, okay, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it because, and honestly, the thing about it is like, it was so much easier to hold that capacity of responsibility when I realized that it was a natural part of the process. Okay. If you haven't listened to the episode, I think it's the one before this, about sitting in the middle, like the idea of the middle or the in-between. In the in-between, the podcast, sorry, I'm trying to think about it, but yeah, the podcast about the in-between, the podcast about the in-between, the episode about the in-between, that is what we talk about. The idea of, yes, in order for you to get the things that you want, you have to have the lessons, learn the lessons, become the version of you who can hold those things, which includes a whole lot of discomfort, a whole lot of doing things you've never done before, a whole lot of stuff that you're like, oh my gosh, honestly, sometimes you feel cringe doing it. You feel, stressed out doing it, but you're like, the version of me who I am becoming can do these things, and they do them regularly, and they do them with ease. So I'm going to do them, even though it feels stressful right now. It feels overwhelming right now. And so in that situation, I just followed the person that I was becoming. And I didn't freak out, and I didn't burn out, because I trusted. Trust is so important. Trust, when we trust in our process, we trust that we are becoming the person that we want to become. When we can trust that, like burnout is from lack, the idea of lack. And we talk, oh my gosh, there's so much that we talk about in the confidence program, my program to get musicians confident. There's literally a whole module about mindset. There's a video about lack, like scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset for musicians. Let me tell you, it changes your reality, the way you see the world, your mindset. If you see the world from scarcity, you are going to get scarcity. You are not going to get the things that you want. You're going to wonder why you are not getting the things that you want. If you see things from an abundant mindset, then you will receive abundance. You will receive the things that you want. And if you're like, Eleanor, tell me more, like, how do I do this? It's inside, get inside the confidence program, because that's what the musicians inside the confidence program are doing. That's what they're doing. That's literally, like, that's what they're doing, you know? And so, um, that's how I was able. That's how I was able to do these things. I didn't burn out. And the thing about it was, one of the big things about me not burning out was I gave myself time. I gave myself free time. I so many times where I went to the park and I sat under trees, and I went, to the river in my city, and I looked at it, and I had time for me. And the reason why I could do that was because of trust. I could trust. And so when the thing about it, right? As musicians, I think, oh my gosh, there's so much discourse online. There's so much stuff online saying like, oh my gosh, as musicians, if you don't want to burn out, make sure you have free time. But if your nervous system as a musician does not feel safe with free time, when you are sitting under a tree and you are having free time and your mind's like, gosh, I gotta practice, then first of all, that's not proper free time. And secondly, how are you ever going to get to the point where you can hold the things that you want and become the musician you want to become if you can't trust in your own process, which includes free time? Like, it makes total sense. If you struggle with free time because your nervous system doesn't feel safe enough to give you that free time, because it's like, gosh, we got to practice, then you are going to burn out. And that in itself, that's just nervous system regulation. That is just nervous system regulation. That is what we do in the confidence program. There are literal like nervous system practices. There are literal recordings. You literally just put them on, and it's me giving you a nervous system regulation practice. That's literally in the confidence program. You know, all of the things that I did in this month are in the program. And so if you are listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, like I see what you mean. I want to do this stuff. I'm sick and tired of trying to get somewhere, trying to become the person that I want to become. And after every setback, after every overwhelm, I freak out. I go back to the start. Even subconsciously, you negotiate. You know when you're negotiating. We all know when we're negotiating. We lie to ourselves and say, oh no, it's not. But like, we know. If you're sick of doing that, get inside the confidence program. It's £98 a month. And if you pay annually, it is, what is it? 70, hang on, let me look. £73 a month. When you pay annually. That's literally it. And so this idea of actually becoming the version of you who you want to become so you can have the things that you want to have, like performing with confidence, like enjoying your performance, like stop comparing yourself to other people, you got to actually know how to feel safe doing that, trusting the process. That's how I didn't burn out. I felt safe. I felt safe sitting in the discomfort. If you want to learn how to do that, join the confidence program. Okay? Seriously, truly, like we have like, there's this client that I'm currently working with, and they are working through this specific idea. They have so much on right now, but this is what they wanted. They have so much on right now, but this is what they wanted. And so we together, we worked on how they can understand and sit in the discomfort and hold that discomfort and understand that this is how they are going to get to the person that they want to become. And they are doing it. Like I talked to them earlier today, and they are literally doing it. They told me, they were like, Eleanor, I can do all this stuff now. because I'm not freaking out over every little thing. I'm not taking every little thing personally. I feel like I'm so much lighter. I feel like I can actually enjoy the things that I'm doing. And I'm like, of course. Like, of course you can. That's what this is. I'm not the least bit surprised that they can do this now. But that's what the musicians in the confidence program can do. Okay? So if you're like, sign me up, please get in the description of this video, or if you're listening to it all like as a podcast, get in the show notes of this episode. It's in there. Okay? I'll see you in the program. It is truly a wonderful place. Okay? But that's the gist of the idea of building like of the fact that I had the the busiest month. I didn't burn out because I trusted the process, and I knew that this was what I needed to do to become the person that I'm becoming, and I'm a better musician now for it. I look back and I'm like, I'm so grateful that I stuck with it. I'm so grateful that I sat in it. I'm so grateful that I had the capacity to stop freaking out about it, or to just not freak out about it in the first place. And that's what we build in the confidence program. Okay? So that's about it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please do. If it's YouTube, subscribe, like, give it a comment. If it's podcast platforms, follow the podcast, leave a review. Yeah, and if you want into the program, because the fact is, if you listen to all of my content, if you watch my content, if you listen to the podcast, if you do all this stuff, like, it's all there. But you will have to go through all of the episodes and all of everything to piece together how this works. If you want to not waste your time doing that and actually grow, like right now, like that client that I told you about, I've been working for them for about 2 weeks. Literally 2 weeks. And they have had such a transformation in 2 weeks. They can perform. They literally told me today, they were like, I'm not comparing myself to people anymore. I can perform with ease. I actually enjoy my performances now. I don't see mistakes as personal. Like, they are doing amazing. 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, completely different story. Okay? That's what this is. So if you're like, I'm done with this, I want in, get inside the program, okay? It is in the description. And other than that, yeah, I will see you in the next episode. All right? Take care.